Guys, you don't want to be cocky on semen retention. Here's why. And the reason why for that is when you are cocky and stuff like that, you know, you giving off this like cockiness and bad boy image and tough guy image. What's gonna happen is a lot of people, they're not gonna want to be around you. You're gonna turn a lot of people off. You know, what you want to do is when you get on semen retention, you want your presence to be known in a positive way, not in a negative way. See, a lot of you guys, you get on this journey and you think that, no, everything's just all about you. No, it's about helping other people, helping other guys, giving guys some knowledge, giving guys some wisdom. No, a lot of you guys, man, y'all get really, really cocky, man. That's not good. You want to definitely be humble on this journey. You don't want to be cocky because your energy going up, your vibration going up. And I don't want you guys doing that. No, I want you guys to be positive, especially when you get around men. You know, a lot of you guys, you get on semen retention, you get around men. You know, you look at a guy, you be thinking, man, you know, I'll knock him out. Or, you know, you start thinking like, you know, this aggressive, you have this aggressive way of thinking because of how the guy looked at you. But just be positive, guys. Stop being negative. You know, you don't want to be negative on semen retention. That's not what semen retention is about. It's not about being cocky. It's not about being arrogant. It's about being humble. You know, you want to do positive things. You want to do, you know, you want to say positive things. You know, semen retention is going to give you some wisdom. Semen retention is going to give you some knowledge, man. Guys, I'm telling you, know, when you get around guys, you want to be ready to tell guys about semen retention. When you get around guys, you know, you don't want to be, you know, try to hide it in secrecy, keep it a secret or anything like that. Nah, you know, you want to be positive. Tell guys about semen retention, because those guys that you're around, they could be, you know, looking up to you or thinking something special about you on this journey. But here you go. You know, being negative, being cocky, and them guys not gonna want to be around you no more. So you definitely do not want to be cocky on this journey. You know, I know you can get a little aggressive, but you just gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, man. That's why you gotta transmute the energy into your purpose. But when you are around people, you don't want to act like that. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be overly aggressive, or you don't want to be cocky. Cockiness is not going to get you nowhere. I want semen retention. You know, a lot of you guys are just, y'all just get trapped in y'all ego on semen retention. Trust me, it's going to turn a lot of people off on you. It's going to turn a lot of people off on you. You know, and some of you guys, man, going to end up, I'm going to say a lot of you guys going to end up making more money on semen retention, everything, because you're going to be doing more. You know, don't get cocky because you're making more money than other people that's around you. You know, once you get around people that, you know, that's less unfortunate, you know, you want to make your presence be known in a very, very, very positive light, man. You want to be that light in the room. You don't want to be that darkness in the room. You want to be that light, man. For an example, I'll give you an example. You know, you start making more money on semen retention. When you go out with your family or something like that, just be like, you know what? I got it. The tab is on me. I'll pay for it. You know, because you're making more money and you got more energy and you got really an advantage. You want to be positive, man. You want to be a positive guy on semen retention. You don't want to be no negative guy. Negative, cocky guy. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you don't know who you are impacting. You don't know who you are, you don't know who look up to you. You don't know who look up to you on this journey. You don't know. So guys, I'm telling you, you do not want to be cocky on this journey, man. You guys got to really be careful. You know, you got to really set your intentions toward the right thing on semen retention. Because a lot of guys, you know, they set their intentions towards the negative. I don't want you guys setting your attention towards the negative. You know, getting on semen retention, thinking that you're better than other guys, thinking that you're better than everybody else. Yeah, you're feeling better than everybody else, but you're not better than everybody else. You're not better than nobody. You know, we all equal when it comes down to in God's eyes. You know, so you want to definitely be humble. You know, or God will humble you down by using Satan, by using Jezebels to humble you down, and you'll end up relapsing. You know why? Because you were too cocky. You got too cocky. You got too aggressive. You was not humble. So those Jezebels, or, you know, the devil, he'll come up in your mind, pop up in your mind, and have you fap, or have you call a girl over and relapse. You know why? You got too cocky. You got too arrogant on this journey. You felt like you was better than other people. Us semen retention guys are not better than nobody. You know, and I am a living witness of being on semen retention. So I'm just telling you guys, man, this journey is not about being cocky. It's not about thinking that you're better than nobody else. You're not better than the next man. I'm not better than you. You know? That's why I'm here to help you guys. You know, I know how to handle semen retention. See, I don't feel like I'm cocky or arrogant or any of that. So I'm trying to impute that into you guys. Get that into you guys' mind. I don't want you guys out here feeling arrogant, cocky. And if you start feeling arrogant and cocky, that means you need to transmute that energy even more. You need to put more energy out. That calm your energy down. But guys, man, you do not want to be cocky on this journey. You know, the people that was in your corner, what's going to happen is they're going to start getting out of your corner. They're going to start getting out of your corner. Because you're acting cocky, you arrogant, and you think that you just all that in a bag of chips. So guys, man, you got to remain humble on this journey, man. You got to remain humble. You know, you cannot, you know, like I said, you cannot start getting cocky. Because when you start getting cocky, your life is going to start getting rocky. I'm telling you, it is not a good thing. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, I'm going to change so many guys' lives with semen retention. I already know that. I already know that I'm going to increase a lot of guys' revenue by preaching semen retention. I already know that. But I'm just telling you right now, you know, this is why I'm putting this video out right now. Because in the future, when my channel start to go up, thousands of subs a day or every day, guys can watch this video and say, well, yeah, he's right. You know, this video can humble you down. That's why I'm making this video, to humble you down. A lot of you guys need to be humbled down. Too arrogant, too cocky, too egotistical on this journey. Too aggressive. Not your place. Doing the wrong thing. This is not what semen retention is about. It's not about your ego. It's not about how cocky you are. It's not about feeling like you're better than the next man. You're supposed to want to teach the next man. Not feel like you're better than the next man. That's not right. You're wrong for that. You know, if you're getting around men thinking that you're better than them because you want semen retention, you are wrong for that. That is not what the ancient spiritual practice is about. So you need to get that in your head. Because it's not about being cocky. It's not about being better than nobody. Yeah, you're going to feel good, of course. I feel good right now. But I don't feel like, you know, that I'm too good to give you guys this knowledge. Give you guys this wisdom. You want to be positive. You want to be a positive person on semen retention. You do not want to be a negative person. You do not want to get too aggressive. You do not want to get cocky. It's not a good thing, man. Disrespecting people, you know, testing other guys' masculinity, messing with people. This is not what the ancient spiritual practice is about. It's not about, you know, starting trouble. starting fights because you got all this energy. So you got an advantage. It's not about taking advantage of the next man or taking advantage of nobody. It's not about, exercising your masculinity in a negative way. That's what it's not about that. It's about just letting your presence be known in a positive light. It's not about hiding anything. Like a lot of guys be, they wondering like, they ask you a question, man. You look like you in the military or something like that. Like a lot of guys, they tell me, they're like, man, you got a really serious look, man. You very, what, you been in the military? I tell them, nah. I'm just naturally militant and I'm on semen retention. I don't have nothing to hide. I be positive around guys. Try to help guys. I'm not about tearing down the next man or testing his masculinity or feeling like I'm better than the next man. No. Not better than no man. Not better than nobody, man. I'm just a guy from Poplar, Florida, man. South Side. That just got on here, got on YouTube and helping guys out with semen retention, man. Because I know a lot of you guys, you can get very egotistical. A lot of you guys can get very egotistical, man. And very cocky on this journey. It's not good. Yeah, I know eventually, like, once a lot of guys catch on, they're going to start making more money and everything. That doesn't give you an excuse to be cocky. Because you're making more money than the average man. Or the average woman, or whatever the case is. It doesn't give you an excuse. The semen retention is going to boost up a lot of guys. Just because your income boosts up, or, you get a better job, that doesn't mean that you can all of a sudden just start being cocky. Or just because you've been on semen retention for longer than somebody else, that doesn't mean that you're better than the next man because you've been on semen retention longer than them. That doesn't mean that. You're supposed to want to encourage the next man to retain longer. That's what I do with you guys. I encourage you guys. I don't try to bring you guys down. That's not good. You don't do that to people. You're wrong for that. If you are laughing at the next man because he's never retained longer than you, or feeling like you're better than the next man because he didn't retain longer than you. No, I don't feel like I'm better than nobody because I retain longer than other guys. I don't feel like that. So, guys, you do not want to be cocky on this journey. It is not a good thing. I'm telling you. Now, you can go from being on semen retention to relapsing back to back in one day. I'm telling you. Because you're being too cocky. Universe, God, they know how to humble you. Definitely know how to humble you. Okay, so guys, man, hope you guys saw this video, man. It's cool, man.